That's right, everybody. It is that time again. It is Drinks with Dee Dee and John.
And John.
Go ahead, beat you to it then.
As one of your fans said, you're never an afterthought. And he is never an afterthought. It's just I started the podcast. Now, John, since we're married now, of course, we do everything together.
See, Dee Dee and John right there.
Yeah.
Right there. We didn't fix that. We haven't fixed that yet because they're still working on the building.
We're back in Madison, and John's like a tough guy. He really can wear a T-shirt when it's like 20 degrees or whatever, but I need, a little bit of a cushion. I need a coat. So it's a little chilly out here, but I love it. I
look a little like Mary Poppins to me. Right?
No, I don't. Mary Poppins didn't dress like this. What are you talking about? And I don't have a big bag either. What?
You do have. You have many big bags.
I know, but I don't have it right now. But I don't think this looks... Okay.
You know what's weird? No, put it back on. It's great. Put it back. I like Mary Poppins.
Okay.
Julie Andrews is wonderful.
I love you.
But, so this is not Halloween week. This is the week before Halloween.
Right. What is Halloween month? I don't know about
Halloween month, which means it's October.
I love Halloween. Why? I don't know, because all the movies are fun, and something we're going to talk about today are the monster movies, a Halloween.
It's a Halloween. My gosh.
It's a Halloweener.
Halloween. Well, Halloweener. Who was that? Who was your friend? Sven Gulli?
So we did an episode with Sven Gulli, and he's on VTV, and he's so great.
VTV. That's where Maddox and, I don't know if Maddox is actually on there, but Perry Mason is on there, and it's great. We love VTV. So why do you love Halloween?
Well, I love it because I love the weather. I love pumpkins, and I love all the, skeletons. But we're here in Madison and on the town hall, or city hall, rather. They have all these spiders. It's so wonderful. Madison, Indiana, I'm going to brag about it again. But you have to come and visit. It's the perfect city.
They have taken corn stalks and wrapped them on all of the street lights.
Every one of
the street
down
lamps.
Main Street.
Yeah. On Main Street, it's fantastic. It really is.
And it even has corn on it. I mean, it's not just
corn on the cob. And corn cobs on the stalk.
And everybody puts pumpkins out. Nobody bothers anything. All these decorations are beautiful. And it really does look like a Hallmark movie. Now, honey, didn't you do a Hallmark movie?
I did a bunch of Hallmark movies. I did. And you're right, it does, because when we were coming back from, we just got into town, we're leaving town again tomorrow. We just got back as we were driving the motorhome. No, actually, we're coming back in the excursion from dropping off the motorhome. There was a little girl and her mother, and the little girl was skipping across the crosswalk, as she should, but she was being very careful to only step in between the lines. So she was, remember, step on a crack, break your mother's back. So that's still alive and well and living in Madison, Indiana. So I think that's pretty great.
And it's so beautiful and so wonderful. That's why we wanted to come back, even for a short time, because the leaves are turning and... It's just so pretty here.
It's like on fire with not yet, but it will be. I took some pictures here last year, and when I first had come here, and my gosh, it really is. Well, yeah, it's not doing it yet, but the leaves are holding on. That's right. That's Kentucky. So we call this area Indiucky. Indiucky. It's Indiucky. We're on the Indiana side, so it should be Indiucky, right? If you're on the Kentucky side, it could be Kentuckiana. I get it. I get it.
What is it?
Like Floribama, Bamrida. No, Alarida. Maybe. Anyway, I think Indiucky.
No,
we're going to have that argument on.
It could be Indy-Tucky, maybe, but not Indiucky.
Indy-Tucky?
Like Kentucky? India-Tucky, maybe? I think it could be India-Tucky, but not India.
India-Tucky?
Not India.
That's silly. Indiucky. It's going to be India. I'm writing it. It's going to be Indiucky. That's how that works.
Well, I say Kentucky.
Okay, favorite
season.
What?
We're talking about seasons now, so let's stick with that. So what is your favorite season and why?
I like fall. I really do. I like spring too. I like spring because I love to see all those little buds. Little buds. I like to see but when they come out, they all come out one color. They kind of come out mostly green. I love the million shades of green. But I do really, really appreciate the multiple millions of colors of fall. And I like to put on a coat. I like to put on a coat because there's a little nip in the air. It's a little chilly. You know what I didn't do? I didn't start a timer or anything.
Oh.
I guess we're just going to have to wing it.
Uh-oh.
So this one might be shorter or longer than normal. But so what's your favorite season out of it?
Definitely autumn. Right now, that's when I want to be in Madison, get back to Madison as much as we can.
There really, most people say there are 4 seasons: summer, spring, winter, and fall, right? And what does this one pick? Autumn.
But autumn and fall are the same.
Oh, okay. So fall is your favorite.
It is.
Why do they call it autumn?
I don't know.
Why did you call it autumn?
Because it's prettier than fall. Fall's like fall. Autumn is like autumn, and it's really nice. So great.
I don't know any people named fall.
No.
But I do know a couple of people named autumn.
But I think that the seasons, their names kind of fit because spring's like spring. Here we are. It's a new season.
Spring has sprung.
Yeah, summer is summer.
Yeah.
Hot. You like hot, though. We like it hot, right?
Yeah, I like hot. But I like cold. I don't like being too cold.
Hey, do we have mics? Because before you had a little mic.
No, we're fine with all that. We have 3 mics going this way. Yeah, I didn't need that.
I mean, because you have the most perfect voice in the world.
Well, no, that's not true.
Yours is like, hello.
No, I should be. I did I do interviews all the time, so I did the Joe Pag show, and Joe has got this wonderful, wonderful voice. And every time I talk to him, I feel like I have to talk like this.
And you do.
Well, I do. Hello, Joe.
I hear the train a-coming.
Well, I hear the train a-coming. Okay, so we're talking about, the sun is coming out.
It is. That's right. Well, we were talking about a season. We have talked about how nature is really important in your life. Like, getting a little sun, even if it's like 20 minutes, it makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And fresh air.
Sun is not bad. I don't care what they told you or told us over the last, what do you think, 30 years?
A million years, yeah.
No, not a million years. It's only been 30 years. I mean, they tell you that the worst thing you can do for your skin and it causes cancer is get sun. But then when you talk to your oncologist, they say the best thing you can do is get some vitamin D. And the best way to do that is to go out and strip down and have as much skin exposed to the sun. I mean, don't burn it off, but they say that is excellent. Oncologists will agree that is excellent for your treatment.
Well, to a degree, because
everything to a degree.
I'm very fair complected. You can take the sun, no problem. John can be.
Oh, but you get tan placed off too. You get those little white golf feet. She's got those white golf feet.
Yeah, but I have skinny white legs. But when we got sick,
I have skinny white legs.
Well, now there's beige.
They're skinny beige legs. You do tan, and tan is good for you. And I had one oncologist say that 20 minutes, you can't get as much vitamin. If you took it was an odd term they use, what is a train pole? For crying out loud, a train car, but anyway, one of those things full, no, they don't do that anymore, full of vitamin D tablets, and you wouldn't get as much vitamin D as you get in 20 minutes out in the sun. So,
well, and the thing is,
and then they tell you to put on sunscreen, which blocks your pores, which is not good for you. I don't care. I mean, nobody's going to agree that blocking your pores, especially around your lymph nodes, is a good thing for you. So I question that whole.
Yeah, no hitting, but everybody's different because I got skin cancer, and is around my hairline. So that's what started my hat thing. It was like, why does she always wear a hat? Is she bald? Or no, I love hats. But it did start with the fact that I had skin cancer, so I'm like, okay, I'm going to wear a hat.
But why did you have skin cancer? What happened? Did you give sun what? You're always in the sun? I can't imagine you being somebody who's always in the sun.
So, but when you're fair like I am and doesn't take a lot of sun and get skin cancer. So everybody's different.
Everybody's different.
Yeah. So for me, getting, like if I sit out here on the porch and I want to get a little sun, I'll usually put on my legs because I have the skinny white legs. So now they're skinny cut and beige because John and I go golfing all the time. But now we're getting into the winter months or the autumn months.
I will actually go a couple of shades lighter in the winter months. It happens. It happens. So, yeah, I do. I am a bit of a conspiracy theorist about the cancer thing.
But everybody's different. Look, if you're Norwegian, Irish, Scottish, English, those are my folks. And you're German, and you tan easily. You look great, but I will burn. I mean, so I have to be careful, and that's where I wear the hats and the sunscreen. But you do need to get some sun for sure, because a lot of times people, if they don't get sun, they get depressed, and that makes a big difference.
Well, and the wind blowing through the trees and all of that. I mean, it just makes you feel better going outside, taking a walk through the woods, or just taking a walk. If you live in Manhattan, I guess you'd go to Central Park. Of course, go to Central Park.
But down like Madison has everything. We've got the state park, we've got the river, you've got street. Everything's beautiful here. And I absolutely believe, and John and I both believe this, that if you're around nature, it makes you stronger, makes you feel better. If you're in the city too long, that's not good.
Right. And also, I love nature because it reminds you that you ate all that much.
Yeah.
In nature, you look around and the trees are older than you, the rocks are older.
They're going to win.
They're going to win. But when you go around, when you live in a city and you just see things that are man-made, then you think, you're kind of cool as well. So-and-so made that building. I can make the building. But so-and-so didn't make a rock, a tree, or a daisy, right? You ain't no daisy. You ain't no daisy at all. Speaking of man-made structures, we just, the arch is a man-made structure. I wouldn't call Mount Rushmore or Crazy Horse a structure. That's a card name, right? So that's different. We just saw Mount Rushmore, Dee for the first time, right?
Yes.
Okay. And what do you think?
I loved it. My favorite president is George Washington. He is very prominent, beautiful, and you have Theodore Roosevelt, Thomas Jefferson, and Lincoln. So we can put in order which is our favorite president. I'll just say George Washington is my favorite and leave the rest. But in their own way, they all made their mark clearly, or they wouldn't be there. But I was amazed. I loved it. I heard two rules of thought that schools. Thank you, honey. So then
Rule of thumb.
Rule of thumb. You're right. Sorry. So anyway, so that it was like, oh, no big deal. It's not even worth it. And then others said, oh, it's magnificent. I am in the camp of magnificent.
I am too. I can't imagine anybody going there and not going, oh my God, that's beautiful.
I think they compare it to Niagara Falls, because I have to admit, when I saw Niagara Falls, I think I would change my mind now. But when I saw it, I expected this huge situation. And I looked at it, I'm like, is that it? And I go back saying that because it's a big deal. But at the time...
That's right, you only said it to $1 billion.
I'm just being honest.
Did you not go where the water came over the falls? Where did you see it for that?
From Canada. Over Canada. And it's supposed to be the better side. I would say...
Some Canadian said that.
Right, but I would say the American side is always better in any situation. But now that I think back on it, it really is amazing. Because I'm American first.
Okay, well, I am too. What's amazing to me about Niagara Falls is just the volume of water. As it's coming over the rocks, it's like 8 feet deep. I can't do it. It's like 8 feet deep. Where is all of that coming from?
Honey, did you do that boat thing when you go in?
Oh, oh gosh. The something of the falls. Yeah, it's amazing. Isn't that?
But we should do that, because I think that's really great.
I haven't done that, but I've been to Niagara Falls, played the Falls View Casino a couple of times. With Wopat.
How good. That would be a good place for you guys.
Yeah, that was fun. But what amazes me again about that is that there are people who've gone over that in a barrel. You out of your mind?
I didn't know that was like a tail.
Oh, no.
They really did it.
Many people have tried it. I don't know that anybody survived, though.
Why would you go over it in a barrel?
Because on the off chance that you survived, you can say, hey, I went over Niagara Falls.
So people really have done that?
People have really done that. That's wild, isn't it?
And they died?
A couple of them did, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know if anybody's actually made it.
Maybe there is a survivor. I don't know. Let us know.
Let us know.
We have...
If you don't, let us know.
I just want to say this, that the let's say audience and friends, you're so good about, making comments about everything we say and then giving suggestions. We always want suggestions for the next show.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. And you do. Our friends are really cool.
So Niagara Falls is not man-made. the boat that goes down there. Gosh, I wish I could remember the name of that. But the boat that goes down there certainly is, and the barrels. Yeah, something of the falls, and the barrels that went over were man-made as well. But Mount Rushmore is man-made and hand-carved, and we watched this movie, this really wonderful movie. If you haven't been to Mount Rushmore and you have the opportunity, do it. But if you do that, please go and watch the movie in the museum that's underneath the viewing area. Okay, they've done a wonderful job with that museum. It's part of the National Park Service, and it's a great thing to do. I'm reaching for my wallet because we have a card.
Yes.
It's a lifetime pass.
So we have a
lifetime pass for U.S. citizens or permanent residents. 60 tips. It's a senior one. So, just occurs to me that you can't even get a national park pass if you are an illegal alien in this country. Just saying. But you can vote? Come on. What's that about? What do you think that's about? What do you think that's about, Dee Dee? We're going to get back to the St. Louis Arch in a minute, but what do you think that's about?
I just think it's wrong. And and I don't like when people say, oh, you're mean-spirited or racist or whatever. Not me personally, but I get it maybe.
Xenophobic.
Right. It's like, not that. It's like, I'm not able to vote in Mexico or Canada or Iceland, and I don't want to. I'm not a citizen of those countries. I don't have the right to do that, and nor should anyone outside of
or the knowledge to be able to vote.
That's right.
Vote responsibly.
I don't do that, nor should I be able to at all. Nor should anyone that's not a citizen here be able to vote, because when they vote, they make up their mind for things that we do. That's not right. If there was an illegal here in Madison and they're voting, I'm sorry, but no, because we live here, we pay the taxes, we are Americans, and they're not. So I just don't think it's fair.
And they're voting. They'd be voting in a place they don't even live, really.
Yeah, it's wrong.
These are now I've heard it said there's a transient, or I've also heard transient. Transient. No, I know. I don't care either.
I don't care. I'm very patriotic, waving the flag. If you're an American, great. And it's the best country in the world. And there are a lot of people that come from Hungary, England, Iceland, Russia maybe, I don't know. But they have to work really hard, and they have to pay a lot of money, spend a lot of time to become American citizens, and they should, because we're the best country in the world. But the people who do it illegally, forget it.
There's education too. And the weird thing about right now is it's not even those people's fault. It's our current administration's fault. Those people just heard, hey, free ice cream in America, and you don't even have to pay to get there. We'll pay you. We'll pay you. My God, we'll give you an ice cream and a couple of $1,000 in a credit card and a place to live in a 5-star hotel.
Just vote our way.
Well, and then what they've done is they've transported all these people to densely populated areas. So now we've got the problem in Aurora, Colorado. We've got problems everywhere. But they transported them to densely populated areas so that they would hedge their bet, so that they would vote Democrat. Is that fair? So they only want them there long enough to be able to vote, and I think they've already registered them. When they got their bus ticket, I think they were registered to vote Democrat in a city they'd never been to, in a city that they've never had a paper route there. They've never cut a lawn.
But now you are speculating, but it does make sense.
I am speculating, but that is where they went.
Well, I'm just saying,
they didn't send a bunch of illegals to Bakersfield.
I'm just saying, if you're not American, you should not be voting. You shouldn't even freaking be here. Sorry.
Yeah, unless you go through the proper channels to get here.
And you're like, look, what can I do to be an American the right way? I'd respect that. But whenever you do it, and then you vote for our laws, and you're not an American, forget that.
And you need to be here so that you can be educated enough to vote however you feel you should vote. We're individuals, so however you feel you should vote. You're from Venezuela, you're from Russia, you're from wherever you are. One of the greatest things about the United States of America is that you get to make up your own mind. But this, to me, why in the world would you want people who don't live here that you brought over to vote if you didn't want them to vote your way? I can't think of any other reason. You don't vote for whatever school you go to. If you're in high school, if you're in college, you don't vote for, I guess you don't do senior class, but you don't vote for valedictorian in some other school.
Well, you don't vote for valedictorian. That's right. But
you don't vote for class president in some other school.
Right, exactly. So, and nor do you want to. I don't want to vote for class president at East Central High School.
Right. But if you could, and if somebody was pushing for you to we want everybody to be able to vote for class president in this school, why would they want to do that? And who would they call? They would call their friends.
And can you
This stuff in the ballot box is what it is. It's ridiculous. It's got to stop. The liberal thought, the liberal mindset, the liberal socialist indoctrination of our children has got to stop. And we can stop it in November. But then, I consider this whole thing kind of like a cancer. Once you make the liberal socialist dog sit, then you have got to make sure that they stay, because it's insidious. It'll creep out. I mean, what I've seen in my lifetime what I've seen in the last 10 years is unbelievable in this country. Unbelievable. You have anything else on that subject?
vote November 5th?
Vote. And where am I going to be? Where are we going to be?
Oh, so here's the thing. So we were planning on voting in Madison, but John has the offer. I won't say exactly because it may or may not happen. Right. But John has the offer to be a political analyst at 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. in Washington, D.C. for another country. Now, it's not Chad. It's not itty-bitty country. It's like a big deal foreign country. We will not say which one, since we don't know what's going to happen. But it would be pretty cool. So we're trying to decide if we want to stay here or go to Washington, D.C. so John can be a political pundit. We'll see. Okay. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. But regardless, we are going to vote. And if we need to vote early here at the courthouse, which is a block away, to make sure we get our vote in, we should have vote.
You've got to vote. Okay? You've got to vote. I used to say I didn't care which way you voted, and I kind of, a big part of me doesn't care which way you vote.
I do.
But I really do now, because now what I've been seeing with what I've been seeing with the hypocrisy of our present administration, between our president and our vice president, and wishy-washy views and everything changing, and really basically bribery to try to get votes in November, it is disgusting to me. Disgusting. So I am going to vote Republican all the way down. And if I make a mistake, if I wind up voting a rhino in accidentally, then shame on me. But I think I think a rhino is better than a liberal at this point.
We have some liberal audience members, and that's okay. We don't
have some very liberal thoughts, but I'm honest and fair.
But it is important to vote. But my big thing is, I'm not just hung up on a liberal voting their way because they're American. You're an American, do what you want.
Absolutely.
If
I'm
American, get out. Don't even think about voting. That's what makes me angry. If you're not an American.
Well, I don't think they're thinking about voting. I think they're like, okay, well, one of my obligations, because I got this free pass to the greatest country the world has ever known, is I have to go vote Democrat. I think that's kind of a little maybe unspoken, maybe not.
And how about illegal? How about it's illegal if you're not an American and you vote? It's freaking illegal.
I know. Well, in a lot of places, it's not.
Yeah. It's like liberal friends, you vote the way you want to vote. Not, great. Absolutely. But whatever. And if you're not American, you should not even freaking be here.
I'm predicting the largest landslide since Reagan. Maybe even more than that.
It might be.
I hope so.
It might be.
I hope so.
So I've just been to Mount Rushmore, which was amazing.
Yep.
In South Dakota, after John did 5 concerts, all sellouts. We love South Dakota. We had.
Yes, we also went to the Crazy Horse monument.
We did. And there are no government.
Amazing.
There's no government funding for that, so they still take donations and.
Right. This is it's fantastic, and they have a lot of work to do yet, but it's a sight to see. We did not go up. I guess there's a bus that will take you to a certain spot, and you can hike up, kind of like Stone Mountain. Stone Mountain's another amazing thing. But you can hike up and actually stand there on, I guess it's not quite his shoulder yet, but they've got part of his hand out there pointing, and his whole face, which I think is 60 feet.
I think you're right.
Yeah, it's big. So if you get out that way, they're only 9 miles apart. And I think it would be a crime to go to one and not go to the other.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And we wanted to go to Deadwood, too. I think you've been there. I have not, but we
I
went.
rode through Deadwood on my motorcycle years ago.
So next time we go, we will totally go back to South Dakota because it was fabulous. Don't love John Schneider. So we'll go. It would be great. So Mount Rushmore, that was such
It'd be fabulous even if they didn't love John Schneider.
Yes. But we had such a ball, and it was so great to see Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse. Then, on our way back home, we decided to see the Arch, the St. Louis Arch. And my gosh, I can't even tell you, it was so amazing, and we were not even able to go up in it because they were sold out.
Right, what do they call that thing? What do they call the Eggevator?
Yeah, well, one of the folks that follow us, they said, I call it the Eggevator because it feels like you're in an egg when you go up. And John and I are going to go back and do that as soon as possible because we saw the movie and we just stood there and all.
Oh, yeah, another thing. There's a movie there.
We stood there and all about how they did that. I mean, that was magnificent how they made that work. And it was back in the 60s, right?
1962, they started. And they must have, someone filmed the whole process.
Unbelievable.
And then someone in 2002 either found the footage or knew about it. I don't know how it happened, but they then did a documentary. So it's a documentary that was fully filmed. Every bit of footage in it is from 1962 to 1964. But the documentary wasn't made until, I think, 2003. So it's fantastic. The sound is great. The sights of it are great. The fact that they were there at the top of this thing, which you could put I didn't know this. I didn't know how big it is. Because I've driven by on the interstate many times and thought, yeah, it's like, I think it's, yeah. So it's like I was going to go to it, always going to go to it, but never did. And you could fit the Washington Monument under it, and it wouldn't touch the top. I think that's pretty cool. It wouldn't touch the observation area. So you can go up there and you can look out. But we parked down by the river because we were in the motorhome. So we came to the Arch from the river side, and there it's grass and it's huge. And it's like, oh my God, you go tap on it, it's metal and it's beautiful and it's the welds in it. It's just amazing.
It is.
And then we tried to get in, and it said exit only. Okay, so we walked over to the other foot of the arch, walked around, and it's a long ways. And guess what it said?
Exit only.
Exit only. So we're wondering, how in the night you get in?
So we're perplexed, and someone said, hey, you got to go over there.
You got to go that way.
There's the state capitol. And the way they've got it set up, it's really a sweet little vortex there because you've got the state capitol on a hill looking down at the...
yeah, right through the arch.
Yeah, the arch.
And then there's
the river, and it is just gorgeous. It really was magical.
So we came over this little hill, this grassy knoll. We came over this little grassy knoll, which from the riverside just looks like the arch is there, and there's no other structure. Well, as soon as you do that, it's like, my God, it's like beneath the Planet of the Apes. It's a whole city.
Hallow City.
Yeah, and it's wonderful, and that's where you see the movie. So if you go there, if you're in, say, we have a bunch of people say, oh, I've been there many times, like the Eggevator.
Mm-hmm.
So check it out, and
but give it a little time, and you have to get your tickets ahead of time because we got there and said we're sold out. I was like, what? John had this look on his face like, what now?
But we did meet a wonderful guard. We met a couple of great guards there, but the two names that I know, one is Shirley.
Sheila.
See, I did it. My mom's name is Shirley. My stepmom is Sheila. And I just made that mistake. I'm sorry. Sheila,
she's great.
Sweet as she could be. Haves and have-nots fan. And then we met a guard named Schneider.
Bob Schneider.
Like my brother. Bob Schneider, Mayor Bob. So I didn't see his name tag, and he turned to me, and I said, I know what you're thinking. He said, is your last name Schneider? And I said, it is. And then Sheila said, his is too. I said, you're kidding me. So I went over and I shook his hand. I said, what's your first name? He said, Bob, because it was B. Schneider. So a very dear friend of mine, friend of ours now, is John Schneider, another John Schneider, who is Rob Schneider's brother.
And so confused.
So we've got John and Rob Schneider. That's them. We've got John and Bob Schneider. That's me. And I didn't ask Bob, the guard, whether his brother's name was John or not, but I'll bet it is, because we were all born around the same time, and our parents were very, very tricky with names. John, Bob,
And then
Bill.
And then we grabbed dinner after at Ruth Chris.
Oh, yeah, Ruth Chris.
And that was another thing, because John thought that was a Baton Rouge restaurant. It's really New Orleans. And I love Ruth Chris. I'm really not into chains that much. I'd really rather go with mom and pops or originals. But that's a good chain. I love Ruth Chris.
Well, because it was a mom and pop start.
Right. They were great.
We have nothing against, I don't think there was somebody named Granny Appleby that started Applebee's. I don't think. I don't think there was some guy that said, I'm going to start a restaurant called TGI.
No, but what I'm saying is it's kind of fun to find a local flavor in the local restaurant if we can. But I have to say, if there's a Capitol Grill or Ruth Chris, I'm in.
Oh, my gosh. My mouth is watering right now.
It was so good, wasn't it?
We got the ribeye. What?
They have the butter in the plate, and it keeps sizzling for a long time. It was good.
We put the cream spinach right on top of the plate in the butter next to the ribeye. And yeah, Dee Dee said, you have to be careful ordering, you never order medium. And unless you want well done, don't order medium at Ruth Chris, because it continues to cook on that hot plate, that hot plate. So
point being is Sheila was there. She came in, so we bought the dinner, and she was so sweet about it, and she was lovely, and about John, and I love Jim Cryer. I love watching Have It, Have Notes, and it's great.
And she asked me about Smallville.
Yeah, she knew all about it.
And then she asked which was more fun, doing the Haves and Have-Nots or Smallville. And that's a rough one, because the Haves and Have-Nots, we did that in 2 weeks. We do a season.
Do that around me. They always says about Dukes of Hazzard or something.
Right. And I said, it was the easiest and hardest work I've ever done was working on Tyler Perry's The Haves and Have-Nots, because we did so much in so short a time that we had to memorize incredible amounts of dialogue for that show. But then, I'm really good at it now because of The Haves and Have-Nots. I had to get really good at the show. Smallville was great, but Smallville was filmed in Vancouver, and my kids were young. So my kids were in high school and middle school when I did Smallville. So I had to commute. So the show itself wasn't hard, but the job was hard. But I said to Sheila, but, nothing was more fun than the Dukes of Hazzard. And she said, everybody loves the Dukes of Hazzard, and my favorite was Boss Hogg. She said, I love me some Boss Hogg. And so we raised a glass to Sorrel, who is from Buffalo, New York, by the way, which is where Niagara Falls is, right?
Yes, or close. But Sheila is a black woman who's maybe 60 or whatever, and she's like, I love Dukes of Hazzard.
I was going to say 40. I was going to say 40, 42.
40 to 60, we'll say. Who knows? It's hard to tell. She was lovely, though. Her spirit,
I don't know.
Her spirit was 29. She was great.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, she was great. The people there were great. The people that, so if you go to the St. Louis Arch, there's a lot of places to eat around there, but that's really, really good. Just tell, these folks, when they say, please don't touch the plate, it's hot.
Oh, don't do it.
Don't touch the plate. It's very, very hot. Okay. Okay. Well, you call them monster movies.
Halloweener movies.
Are they? It's not a Halloweener movie.
It's a Halloweener movie. Halloweener. Like a trick-or-treater.
Like a trick-or-treater. Are they monster movies or are they horror?
Well, here's the thing. John and I were talking about this because John has sort of a darker, I don't want to say a personality, but you have a... But John likes kind of darker movies, and he'll watch those things like true crime and all that. I hate that. I don't want that in my head. But I love the old-fashioned black and white movies like Dracula back in the 30s. I think it was 30s. Bela Lugosi. Yep. And then, of course, Boris Karloff as Frankenstein. And then Boris Karloff again as...
There's the Mummy. What about...
These are the werewolves. Yeah. For Siobhan Trinity. Thank you for that. Lon, our buddy Lon.
Lon. Love you, Lon.
I love all of those. So for me, I'm going to do the Monster in Town every Halloween. I was sharing with John, will you two hear about a day? What?
I'm talking to Lon now.
Did you say Stu?
Luke.
Oh, Luke.
That's Lon. That's son. Yeah.
Not our Luke.
No.
And not your Luke. Not Luke, dude.
No. There's 3 Lukes, too, like 3 John Schneiders and Rob.
Yeah.
So what were you saying?
That I love watching and thinking the werewolf too. I love that. The werewolf, Frankenstein, the mummy, and Dracula. So all these to me, if I don't see them during Halloweener, I am unhappy. During October, and now we're mid-October, so it's time to figure it out. So I'm thinking maybe we go into Mom's at some point and do the monster movie marathon.
We got popcorn?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Love.
They have it on DVD?
Yeah, they have everything. They have the gigantic TVs.
I like horror films. I like those. I thought those were great. I used to get Monster magazine when I was a kid. Love Boris Karloff. Love him as the voice of the Grinch. Not the singer, but the voice of the Grinch. What two teams? Yeah, it was just great. But I tend to like. First movie I wrote and directed was called Smothered. Well. First one I did was called Collier & Company. Love Collier & Company. Southern horsepower comedy. But Smothered was such a cool idea because Smothered was all these horror icons, actors were having a bad Comic-Con or MonsterCon. Voodoo Con is what I called it, and Smothered. And one of them had been approached to get a couple of $1,000s a piece to go haunt an RV park. So they were going to make more money haunting the RV park than they were at the Voodoo Con. So they went and they did that. And, in all the horror films, the pretty blonde co-eds, they're all killed off one at a time by the guy in the mask.
See, the brunettes
usually lasts till about the end. Maybe the redhead lasts till...
The brunettes are too smart to get killed.
But in this one, it was actually the pretty blonde that wound up killing all the guys in the mask one at a time. So I like stuff like that. I like... No,
you like it because smothered is. The guy gets smothered by big you-know-what, which is nuts.
Only in one. No, 2 of them get smothered that way. It is called Smothered.
For a reason.
For two
big reasons. Yeah, for 2 big reasons. See? Told you. I like the Mummy, Boris Karloff, and Bela Lugosi, but Mr. here like that, where...
That's not... No, I like The House by the Lake. I liked... oh, my gosh. I didn't like... I actually really appreciated the Blair Witch Project, but I did not like Paranormal Activity. If I could have gotten my money back, I would have gotten my money back. I thought that was a boring film.
But what other, horror movie do you like?
I like The Exorcist, actually. I like that.
I do too, but it's so scary. I agree, but that is good.
I don't think it holds up, really.
I do.
Yeah. It's one of the scariest things I've ever...
I thought that was scary.
Oh, good.
God.
Yeah. Here's one that'll freak you out. The Hills Have Eyes. You ever see The Hills Have Eyes?
I've heard about it. What is it about?
About the hills having eyes.
What is it about?
It's about some campers who get out there in the middle of maybe Joshua Tree or somewhere too close to Area 51, and there are things.
Then they're aliens?
I don't know if they're aliens or just. No, I think they're like mutated people. Like there was another movie about spelunking, where they found these people down there that had no eyes.
See, that's just...
Well, you know why that freaks you out? Because it's possible.
I know.
It's possible that there are things in Area 51 that we don't know about. Right?
Well, I'm sure
but there's probably not a mummy or a Dracula. I really liked Love at First Bite.
Oh, no way.
I thought it was hysterical. No, George Hamilton.
George Hamilton.
Love at First Bite, a comedy. Well, because Smothered was kind of a comedy, too. I mean, it's funny that's how they get killed. But, Love at First Bite, I thought was great.
They may have not been clear when I'm told. I mean, how did they get killed?
They got smothered by large boobs. But only two of them got smothered or got killed that way. The others got killed in other ways. Oh, that's right. Only two. That's right. Only a handful of apartment complexes in Aurora, Colorado, have been taken over by Venezuelan.
Oh yeah, that's a good
gang members. So what's the big deal? Well, and, I was being sarcastic, of course, because that's a horror movie. That is a horror movie.
But these poor people are really living in. That's the bad part.
That is, I know. And then these people have the audacity. Sorry, back to politics, but these people have. This isn't really politics. This is survival. These people have the audacity to talk to J.D. Vance and say, no, that's not true. It hasn't been overrun. It's only a handful of apartment complexes that have been taken over by Venezuelan terrorist gang members. Only a handful? But you have to remember, these are the people that said, yes, of course there was fraud, but not enough to make a difference. So how much fraud is enough in your household?
So we can go back to the scary movies.
Okay. So I really like the scary movies.
Hey, did you?
But I'm more of not a monster kind of a movie. I'm more of a, the situation goes bad, and people have to try to figure out how to fight their way out. The rope breaks when they're going into caves. That's spelunking, I believe. They go into caves and then they find things down there they didn't know were down there.
So do you remember this movie with, I think it was Karen Black? And she was the evil one with that little
doll she got. That was was that a movie or was it?
No. This was the ABC movie of the week. I'm dating myself totally. But if you saw this, for sure you were traumatized like I was. So Linda Blair, she gets this African doll. What do we call Karen Black. So anyway, they remind me of each other. So anyway, and it comes alive, and it is so scary. And that little doll can get anywhere. And so for probably 2 months, I would look under the bed every time I did.
Oh, yeah, it came and attacked her, attempting to with a knife. But it wasn't animated or anything. They showed scary. It was very scary. It was really good.
Trilogy, they were 3 short stories, and that was the end one. I can't remember the name of it. I'm sure some of our, audience will. Oh, my gosh. But I was so traumatized by that.
I thought it was an episode of Night Gallery, no?
No,
okay.
It was an ABC 3 movie, short movie, whatever. And then at the end, so it's kind of like the doll takes her over, and she's doing this at the end.
Oh, that was the thing about you're not supposed to, when you go to Hawaii, you're not supposed to take lava back because you...
Oh my God, I would never touch anything.
This was one of those sorts of things where they violated the local folklore, and it was...
she ordered it, and she shouldn't have ordered it. And then the little thing fell off, it was a little chain. If the chain stayed on, you were okay, but if it fell off, you're done.
Oh, like Kremlins. Don't get them wet. Don't get them wet.
I was so traumatized by that, I have to say. But
I thought about that when we left the monument, the Crazy Horse Monument, because in the museum there, they've got this big thing of rocks, and they suggest you make a donation, which we did.
We would never take a rock without a donation because we'd end up with a little...
Exactly. Wind up with a little doll chasing us around.
Oh, wait.
Oh, it was what was it? My name is Talking Tina, and I don't like you. You remember that one? I think that's Night Gallery. If you haven't seen Night
Gallery, it was scary.
I think one of the ones in the trilogy was, oh gosh, wonderful actress, long gone now, but she bought someone's eyes because she was blind, and she got an eye transplant. And she was in Manhattan, and as soon as they took the bandages off, she looked out over the city, and then it went blank, because that was the exact moment of the big blackout in 1969.
Ooh.
So she thought it didn't work.
Oh, okay.
But it did. It worked. And I think she fell off the building or something. That's part of Night Gallery. See, these are the things that I really, really like.
John's got a dark side where he likes watching that stuff. But here's the weird thing. Paul like that. My mother likes that. You like that. And they're all sweet, lovely people. I don't get it. Because I hate to hear about those nasty, terrible stories those crime scenes and where people are...
Fargo.
Oh, I hate it.
Anderson Bench. If you haven't seen my movie, Anderson Bench, check it out.
Because it stays with me. I don't like that. That's why I like the old-fashioned monster movies. Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, I love that. Love that. That was great. That was a great thing. Okay, folks, I think that's about all the time we have. We haven't had the what?
What's your favorite Halloween movie? You didn't say.
I thought I did.
No.
The Hills Have Eyes.
That is so
Don't judge. No judge. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, then how is it so lame?
But I would think it'd be a classic.
It would be a classic. Oh, of the classics, what is my favorite?
Do you like...
I think it's The Bride of Frankenstein.
That's a good one, too.
That woman.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah, that's pretty scary. And the hair that they had on, it was cool.
I like them all almost equally.
You can't, that's not an answer.
But I'm going to say The Mummy with Boris Karloff. It's so cool. And
I was a mummy for Halloween. I just remembered that.
Yeah.
I was. Probably 1967 or 1968. And I was. Toilet paper was stronger then. I was wrapped in toilet paper. And
we have to figure out what we're going to do for Halloween. We talked about being the green giant. Hello, green giant. And I could be Sprat. But we can be a little more...
Fast lane.
In his... Like, lately, you told me that. See, all those old movies...
Didn't I say goodbye?
Yes, but I didn't. So, lately, it was lately, and it was like old and named, always in the movies in a weird way. But I love those movies. I think they're great.
I like the movies that end like you think it's over, and then it's like, oh, wait a minute. I did one called 4 to Go.
What does that mean?
Well, 4 to Go was the first movie. 3 to Get Ready. I already wrote the script, but I didn't shoot the movie yet. Was the second movie. 2 for the Show is the third movie, and 1 for the Money is the fourth movie.
Oh.
So it's kind of
confusing.
Inside out and backwards. No, it's extremely intelligent.
It is.
It's a puzzle. It's an enigma. But 4 to Go is pretty cool. It's a bunch of convicts escape from prison, and they take the wrong hostages.
Okay.
Hostage. One hostage. Yep.
So anyway,
Ian Kane is in that.
Oh, yeah.
My surrogate son. Yeah.
We're Superman.
Yeah. So, I'm kind of I've been told that I am really not just the best, but I'm kind of the Jonathan Kent people think of when they think of Jonathan Kent, which is a great honor.
What about Glenn Ford? What about Kevin Costner?
Well, what about Kevin Costner?
Nothing. I agree you're way better. But Glenn's
not better. I mean, I had more time.
Glenn Ford is pretty good. I don't like...
Yeah, but Glenn, I think, was only in maybe 2 scenes, so he didn't really have any time to develop the character. I had nearly 10 years to develop that character. But it was written really well. Miles and Al really wrote it great.
You look better than Kevin Costner. I mean, and he dances with wolves, so I'm like...
I love Dances with Wolves.
No, you don't. I can't believe you said that in front of me. That is a stupid movie. That's the worst movie. Forget it. It's done. It should have never...
Okay.
The Academy Award. No. It should have never won the Academy Award against Goodfellas.
No, Goodfellas was... Goodfellas.
It's like an American spin. You can get that movie for 50 cents, and Goodfellas still plays every day somewhere in the world. So I'm just saying, Dances with Wolves next to Goodfellas sucks. Bye. Happy Halloween.
Please, Tony the Tiger. We got it one more before Halloween.
I know, but I like Halloween. I like to have a Halloweener month.
Tony the Tiger, please put some music on here and save us from her.
I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything. But it better not... What's the matter with my voice? But it better not be the theme song from Dance's Waterline. I saddle there.
Or you what?
Oh, come over there.
She'll come over there, Tony. She's coming over there. She's gonna...
Tiger.
That's right.
No Dances with Wolves music. And by the way, we're in South Dakota. But good. When we're in South Dakota, we pass it. Oh, this is like the place we filmed Dances with Wolves on the years.
Real glass.
Don't care.
Goodbye.
Love you guys.
This has been Drinks
with Dee. And John. Give me a switch.
I'm gonna fall out of my chair.